This episode may contain content of a graphic nature, including descriptions of physical and sexual violence against adults, children, and animals. Listener discretion is advised.
Hi everyone, I'm Tanya.
And I'm Talia.
And we are Crimes and Consequences, a true crime podcast.
Hey, Tanya.
Hey, Shannon Bananan.
Tanya Banya, how are you?
Did you ever play the name game? Like when
yeah.
Shannon
Bobannon. Shannon.
Nick, Bobic, Banana, Fana, Fofic.
Oh, how's that? My man. Well, he's my boyfriend, and he doesn't know it yet. Cedric, he's a chef. You may know him on Instagram, Lorenzen. You should check him out.
Cedric Lorenzen on TikTok. He's on the TikToks and the Instagram.
Ooh, he's my new boyfriend.
He makes thirsty videos. Well, we'd be the thirsty ones, right?
Guys, check him out. Let us know what you think of Cedric Lorenzen. I mean, I can't stop. I wake up every morning and I'm giggling. I'm giggling every morning when I wake up. And it's funny because, I've been taking that tirzepatide and I'm down 19 pounds.
Nice.
So, yeah, thank you. When I think of I need to get my protein grams in, because you know how it can it's just how the nature of the beast with maybe the semaglutide too. It affects your appetite and not negatively nauseous, but you can get nauseous.
Yeah.
And it's just like a little bit. And when I think, Shannon, don't go over your protein grams for the day. Do it for Cedric. I want to look nice for him when I watch his videos, his content.
She wants to be able to fit in that wedding dress she bought.
Exactly. Pretend.
The wedding that I'll have in my mind.
That's right. And it's the only man. I was telling Tanya, I'm like, ugh, men. And then, this is for years that I found Cedric popped in my feed, and I was like, oh, and God made man. Ooh, thank you, Jesus.
We should send him a message, be like, thank you for reawakening.
Yes.
Thank
you for quickening me, Cedric. So, but that's all. What's going on with you?
Oh, nothing much.
Getting ready for that new government job.
Yeah, got a new government job.
I'm so proud of you on that, girl. I knew you were gonna get it.
Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be fun.
Excited for you.
I did have a sad moment, closing down my practice and taking things off the wall and packing up and trying to get out of my space so my landlord can try and rent it again. And
yes,
it's sad because it's the end of an era.
It really is. How long have you had your private practice?
It's been about 13 years. I've been a lawyer for 15 years. I've not worked for someone in probably the last 13 years. It's maybe 13 and a half. My first year and a half or so, I worked for someone else, but I've worked for myself. That's my only apprehension, is now I have to work for someone else and play by someone else's rules and have performance reviews, but it's good. It's all good.
You're a Leo. You are gonna slay. Whatever.
I know my husband's like, make sure you're not late for work. Like, I haven't had a job before. I'm like, yeah, I spent 20 years in corporate America. Thank you. I don't need advice as to how to get to work on time, but
yeah,
but thanks.
I know how to ride that bike.
Yeah, I know how to be on time. That's never been my problem.
No. I think it's going to be great. I'm excited for you. New beginnings are great things.
Yes, I'm excited. And Mercury is out of retrograde from what I understand.
Woo! Praise Jesus. I love when that happens.
So what do you got for us today?
Ooh, I got a horrific crime.
Oh, of course. Ooh, before we start, I would just like to remind everyone to hit the subscribe, follow, like, whatever button is on whatever app you're listening to. If you could just give us a little follow or like or subscribe, that'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, all right, let me get you started now, right?
All right.
It's July 2009. And let me give you a rundown of some of the things that's going on. July 2009. Price of gas, it's $2.58 a gallon. Let me see, 2009, how many? So 19 and then 5. So 15 years ago.
Wow.
15 years gas, $2.58 a gallon. The minimum wage jumped from $6.55 an hour to $7.25 an hour.
Oh, I remember that. I
Isn't it?
don't
And
know why.
everyone was all just up in arms about people getting ahead and being able to afford a life here in America.
Making that 7.25 an hour.
Making that 7.25 because apartments are only $100 a month.
Yeah.
That's not the truth. So in 2009, what's keeping us dancing is the Black Eyed Peas, Boom Boom Pow, and
Oh,
I Got a Feeling. Oh,
remember that.
I
Yeah.
love Black Eyed Peas, Fergie. And at the movies, we're watching Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, Transformers, Revenge of the Fall. I haven't watched Transformers, but it's the Revenge of the Fallen, I believe is the name of that. And also one of my favorite movies from Disney, Up.
Oh, I remember Up.
Mr.
Yes.
Frederickson.
Yeah.
Kevin the Bird.
Yeah, I have to tell you, in 2009, I was attempting to pass the bar, and I finally passed it that year. I took
Oh
it
my
more than
God.
once. I'm not ashamed to admit it, but
No, girl,
I won't tell you how
right.
many times I took it, but I finally passed it in 2009. So I was on the struggle bus. I was balls deep in studying
Yeah.
and all of that good stuff. So
Passing the bar, that was a good moment. I
yeah,
remember
I
that
was
when
so
you
relieved.
called and told me. I remember I was like, "Do you want me to drive by?" I think you were at work. I was like, "Do you want me to drive by and see if the letters in there in
Yeah,
your thing in your
yeah.
mailbox?"
Back in the old days when we only found out via mail, now I think you can just go on the fucking website and find it. But yeah, we had to wait for the mail to come.
Yes,
And like
snail
it,
mail.
we were all abuzz because we knew when they were mailing the letters out. And I was like, oh my God, if it's a thick package I didn't pass, or if it's a one letter I didn't pay, I forget what the whole rule thing was. But oh yeah. And then my husband opened it before I got home.
He did? Oh
He
my gosh, I
did.
don't remember that.
Yeah, he opened it. He was just as anxious as I was. He was on this journey with me. So, I mean, I
That's
don't blame.
right. He couldn't help himself. My God.
I
Did
know.
we get it? Did we get
Did
it?
we pass? Did all of us pass? He went to
I
church
love
and
it.
lit candles. He went to the
Oh,
Catholic
of
house.
course.
He was like,
Saint Blaise, Mother Mary, come on.
I know,
We need the help.
exactly. So, anyway, yeah,
That's
I digress.
awesome. Okay, so that's in 2009. Now, on July 23rd of 2009, a woman named Julie Corey committed a crime that would horrify the nation. This 35-year-old mother of 5
Wow.
beat her friend and one-time neighbor, Darlene Hayes, who was 8 months pregnant, beat her
Wow.
in the head, fractured her skull, strangled her with an electric cord, sliced open her abdomen with a 9-inch slice, and stole Darlene's unborn daughter from her womb. I don't
Wow.
know if you remember that 2009, kind of got to shake the pandemic away of
Yeah.
before pandemic and after. Try to remember that world and those news stories. So that was July 23rd. Now on July 27th, 2009, the landlord, Darlene's apartment, she lived on Southgate Street in Worcester, Massachusetts. So he had entered Darlene's apartment. There was reports of a horrible smell. People haven't seen her. They were concerned about her pets. So when he went into her apartment, there was, yes, the horrible smell. Went into her bedroom, walked over to her closet. He saw this bunch of blanket in there. He pulled on it and a leg fell out.
Oh, man.
So the body, it's Darlene's. Now she's found to have received the blunt force trauma to her head, the electrical cord wrapped twice around her neck, causing strangulation, the 9-inch incision of her abdomen, missing reproductive organs.
Oh, no.
The victim was pregnant at the time, meaning Darlene, and at the time she was killed, her unborn baby was missing. Here's the thing. Julie Corey, she has 5 children. She's 35 at the time of the killing. And although she has 5 children, she only has partial custody of one of them.
Oh, really?
And according to medical records, Julie has been pregnant 8 times.
Oh,
Okay. And at one point, now, Julie, she did have tube litigation where they closed the tube so she can't get pregnant anymore, but it didn't take because
really?
she was seeing a guy named Alex Dion and she had become pregnant with his baby. And we know this to be true because the whole case, the whole premise of this is that Julie killed Darlene for her baby because she had lost her own daughter, her and Alex's own baby in April of 2009.
Oh, okay.
So that's where the direction we're going. That's what I'm setting up here. Okay. So we know this to be true because there's records at UMass Memorial Medical Center of April 2009 showing that Julie came in at 30 weeks pregnant.
Oh, okay.
So she was 30 weeks, and now Julie and Darlene, they had briefly been neighbors at Southgate where Julie and Alex had lived. So they were on and off, Julie and Alex on and off. And in the spring of 2008, they had broken up but got back together because Julie said she was pregnant with Alex's child. So now their relationship was a bit tumultuous. Alex and Julie, she would frequently accuse Alex of cheating on her. And she was always afraid that Alex was going to go back to his wife. So,
Oh, he's married. Okay.
yeah. So I'm not sure if the marriage was fully divorced, but there was definitely an estrangement of the marriage. They had broken up and then they moved away from being neighbors with Darlene
Okay.
after that. Now Julie calls out, oh, no, I'm pregnant again. She told Alex that she was pregnant with his daughter, baby girl, and that she was going to be due on June 20th. Okay. After getting back together, after the breakup, Alex couldn't believe sometimes like that she was pregnant. He would argue with like, I don't even believe you're pregnant still, or you're even pregnant. And she would try to convince him. She would show him a positive pregnancy test. No, I am. Or listen to this baby monitor. But here's the thing. After April, Julie would never let Alex attend another doctor visit, a wellness check.
Oh,
So there you go. You put it at bay. It sounds like she's trying to make a plan.
right.
And in April on the 13th, they had gone to the hospital. She was having pains. Then, now they're not married. And, HIPAA, she tells the doctor she wants him out of the room. And that's where it's believed she finds out that she's had the miscarriage and that's what the pain is. And she's afraid, she tells the doctor that she's afraid that her boyfriend's going to go back to his wife. They're always fighting and she needs this baby, this baby is going to save,
Save their relationship. Yes.
Exactly. Now, June 20th comes and goes. No baby. She tells Alex that her due date has changed now to July 2nd. July 2nd comes, no baby, no labor. Now it's July 4th, she'll be here.
Yeah.
And now, when that day comes and goes, she tells him, oh, I'm on a schedule for a C-section, but I got bumped off that list. So apparently Alex has no idea of any kind of wellness care maybe or what's expected on the way of preparing for your child to arrive because I never heard of a C-section bump list.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you got bumped? What?
From a list?
From a list? What?
Are you
How does
kidding
that
me?
happen? How does
Oh
that
my gosh. I remember I had my C-section when they said, oh, so we're going to have to do a C-section. Angels, the heavens opened up and angels were singing. I was so thankful because, the pregnancy, the labor. Oh my gosh. So yeah. And if I was bumped off a list, I would fucking go in there like a Yeti and clean out that operating room and say, you take care of me.
Yes, exactly. Like, are you kidding me? You mean you want me to wait?
Out.
Yeah.
That's right. I want to hold my baby. How dare you?
Mm-hmm.
Now she tells Alex her C-section is going to be July 24th.
She went from July 4th to July 24th?
From June 20th, July 2nd, July 4th, July 24th is her scheduled C-section. right?
Okay. Okay.
So she's had like baby showers. She's telling
Yeah.
her family, her friends and family, they're not understanding. At the baby shower she had in May, in April, she had told people that it was this date. And at the baby shower, she told it was this date. So everyone's getting conflicted reports about her due date.
Yeah.
Okay. So now this is what happened, events on July 23rd. Julie and Alex, they were together at Alex's uncle's house, Kevin Dion. Now, they had just prepared for Julie's C-section the next day. They had packed a bag. They got Alex's car ready. Now, in the afternoon, Julie leaves in Alex's car, and she says, I'm going to go to a friend's house. She goes to Darlene's house, but it's just a friend's house to Alex, her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Now, later she calls him and she told him that she planned to give Darlene a ride to the store. Alex did find this odd because he didn't think that Julie, his girlfriend, and Darlene were friends. And it just makes me think, like, Darlene's 23. Now she has 3 girls already. And she's pregnant with her and her boyfriend. His name is Roberto Rodriguez. Tito, he goes by. I would believe that Darlene is under the impression that Julie is indeed her friend, or at least someone, because she's given her a ride.
Yeah.
She's got to head up to the store. It's that my friend's going to give me a ride. I just can't imagine a pregnant mom thinking someone unfriendly she would trust to go up to you know what I'm saying? Someone she couldn't trust.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so then she tells him that she's going to give Darlene a ride. Alex finds this odd. They're not really friends. Darlene's landlord saw Darlene getting into the car with Julie that afternoon on the 23rd around 3:30 p.m. In that evening, Julie returned home, but then left again to go to another identified friend's house. And that was around 8. And now we're fast forwarding, still on the 23rd, between 8:45 and 11:20. Darlene had sent some text to her friends saying that another friend was coming over to spend the night. And in one text, Darlene had said she was going to have a wine cooler. And in the final text at 11:20, she said goodnight to her friends. At around 10 p.m., Julie began calling Alex to tell him, I'm having stomach pains, babe. And around 11:30, she tells Alex that her water broke.
Oh.
So she leaves at 3. She's with Darlene. Now she's going to leave again at 8 p.m., going out to help another friend. What I'm reading and what I had uncovered, I'm not thinking at the time Alex has any idea that it's of course, that's Darlene. So then she calls.
Well, when you were 9 months pregnant, were you like running around helping friends, doing all kinds of shit? You're big as a house. Like, were you doing that? No.
Tanya, I remember when I was working, because I worked all the way up to having my daughter, and I was 8 months pregnant. I believe it was November. I'm due December 28th was her due date, and it's 3rd week in November, and I was doing squats to try to induce labor because I was humongous. I'm like, no way this due date is right.
Tell everyone how big she was.
So I gave birth to a very healthy, beautiful baby girl, 12 pounds, 11 ounces.
I wish I could show everybody her newborn picture because it is burned in my memory. Her little face was so huge.
It was so big and adorable. It was like, at first I was like, geez, Louise, could you get any closer on her face?
It was like that cartoon. Remember the old Tex Avery cartoons where the stork delivered the giant baby to the regular sized people?
And the baby would push the dad to work, like pull it back, give him a good push.
That's what I thought of. And when I came to see you in the hospital, and she was in she had jaundice, so she was
in NICU.
She was in the NICU. So I went in there. Of course, they're all like preemies, and then there's the giant baby that the stork delivered.
There's the Giants baby at 12.
Oh, she was so cute. Oh my God. She was
such a potato.
Yes.
And I love it because, while we were there, the nurse, you're learning how to hold your baby. If you're going to breastfeed, you're learning how to hold and I would push her little push cradle or crib into the room with the other new mothers,
Yeah.
it would be the same. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And so she would, oh, can I use your baby as an example? Oh, sure. So the people in the back row can, see as well as the front row people. Sure thing, chicken wing.
Oh, but I'm saying, I know you weren't. I wasn't. My baby was 8 pounds, so she was a little big too, but I wasn't
That's a
going
good
anywhere.
sign.
If I'm supposed to be induced tomorrow, I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, no way. Exactly.
I'm not going
Yeah.
anywhere.
So now, and that's pretty much, what she's doing is a C-section on Darlene. That's the
Yeah,
only,
right.
because I haven't seen the video, but I've been told that there's a big silver bowl and they put your organs in there to get to the baby.
Oh, wow.
I know. I know I just passed out if I
Yeah,
saw
right.
anything close
Ugh.
to that. Back to Julie and Darlene. Now, she's telling him that she's having pains. Then she tells him her water broke. Meanwhile, at 10 p.m., Julie began calling Alex, telling him she was having stomach pains. And around 11:30 p.m., she calls him back to say that her water broke and that a friend was going to take her to the hospital in Framingham. And about 2 hours later, she calls him back. Congratulations, we just had a baby girl. So now we got Julie. She's calling Alex about 12 times through the night. And here's the thing. She's using Darlene's cell phone.
Oh,
And Darlene's cell phone is in her boyfriend's name. And it's the father of the baby,
yeah.
is Roberto, and it's in his name. Now, at trial, this becomes something because Alex has never received a call from Darlene's phone ever. And now
Okay.
suddenly
Yeah.
he gets Darlene's number and it finds out, oh, it's his girlfriend. They just had the baby. She keeps calling him to kind of keep him updated on
Right.
what's happening. She was saying that the care is terrible. She's thinking she's going to leave, things of that nature. So we'll put that there because on July 24th, now we're going to go back to the crime scene of where Julie and what's been going on. Around 2 a.m., July 24th. Now she's been calling Alex. I'm here. This is what I'm doing. Oh, the baby, blah, 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 blah. Now, the neighbors across the hall from Darlene can hear banging noises coming from the apartment. Sounds like someone's picking furniture up and moving it around, just loud 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 2:30 noises. And then from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., they hear water running on and off in Darlene's apartment. And they didn't go check on her and they didn't tell anybody. It was just people had observed it.
Mm-hmm.
So now on the morning of July 24th, between 7 and 8 a.m., Julie's home with the baby. Julie's out of the hospital.
Surprise. Yeah.
Surprise, I'm home with the baby. She's wearing new clothes. Now, Alex, this is the thing. Alex notices that the baby has dried blood in the creases of her arms and neck and around her ears.
Really?
He notices, too, that the umbilical cord, it's not clipped off with that plastic clip.
Yeah.
Instead, it's tied off with string.
Oh, come on.
So yeah, exactly. This newborn is there and you see dried blood. You know how they clean the baby at the hospital? They're born with that waxy cheese stuff, number one, that you're, ugh. Then and they just really clean up a baby.
Yeah.
There's going to be no blood or dried anywhere creases.
And they're not tying off an umbilical cord with an
With
unsanitary string. Yes.
Because it's not 1889.
Yeah, right.
It's 2009. Yeah. Right. We got plastic clips
I'd be
now
like,
for those.
red flag. Red flag.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, Julie tells Alex, she's like, well, it was too heavy. So I asked the doctor to put the string on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's what doctors. Oh, okay, Julie.
Yeah, okay.
If you say so. Now, Julie, she brought the baby around and starts introducing the baby to family members. There's a family barbecue on the 25th that she brings, and people are noticing, the neighbors, the people at the barbecue, they're seeing that the baby has dried. Still, you haven't washed your baby. It's not your baby, the baby.
Yeah, the baby.
You've already killed her mother. And how do you not see that? Oh, God.
You haven't washed the baby, though? Come on, like you said.
She has 5 kids. She knows how to fucking if she doesn't get in, I don't
Well, she
know.
doesn't have them, so
Yeah, exactly.
I
She's
mean,
that.
maybe
So
she
there you
doesn't know to
go.
wash them. I don't know.
And maybe that is exactly why she doesn't
Yeah.
have them, is for things such as. Now, Julie and Alex, they're poor. Julie doesn't work, and I didn't find any employment of Alex. And the neighbor ends up taking them to the store to buy formula because they have no money. Another thing that people had noticed, besides the dry blood on the newborn, is how small this baby is. It's very small. The baby's cold. It's just not looking,
Oh, yeah.
like a healthy, happy newborn that you're taking around to show off.
Yeah.
Should look. It's July 26th. Julie and Alex, they move to New Hampshire and go to a homeless shelter. When they get there, there's red flags. The police
Oh,
have
yeah.
also been tipped off about how she's the weird dates, and now she has this baby. And so
Oh,
when she's at the homeless shelter, the police are notified and they come. Now, they were given money to stay at a hotel, and they did seek assistance from the welfare office while they were in New Hampshire in the short amount of time. Julie had been receiving benefits from her pregnancy when she was pregnant, right?
okay. Yeah.
She had told her caseworker, I have such little money and I can't work. Well, the caseworker is like, well, give us the baby, we'll need your daughter's birth certificate so you can get we need the proof so you can get your WIC benefits and whatnot. They find themselves at the shelter, and the staff at the homeless shelter take the baby to go get checked by the doctor. And this aggravates the fuck out of Julie. She begins to say things like, no one's taken this baby from me. She's overheard saying that. And so the doctor wants to take a picture. She's like, can we take a picture of your daughter? They need the red flags. The doctors are aware everything is not right. So she's so pissed. And then she leaves. She leaves the doctor's office before the doctor can come back with with the camera, right? They're going back, and a review of hospitals in Framingham where she said she had her daughter and the neighboring Natick, they produced no records of Julie delivering a baby. And inside of Alex's car, what they did find when they arrested her was falsified birth certificate for the baby, listing, Alex and herself as the parents and birthplace of Framingham. And the police also found a document from Julie's health center stating that she would receive benefits during her pregnancy, that if she wanted to receive benefits for her pregnancy, she would need to reapply for benefits after her delivery. So all of this paperwork, a paper trail of her apparently thinking this shit's gonna fly.
Right.
That delusion, I don't even know I guess you just keep going till the wheels fall off it, right?
I guess you keep going with the lie, right?
Right, for sure. Back in Massachusetts, the law enforcement began investigating and documenting Darlene's apartment, where Darlene's body was found. There was red and brown stains saturated both sides of the mattress on the bed. Red, brown stains were found on other items in the bedroom and the kitchen. Investigators found a Smirnoff bottle in the living room, and when they tested for the DNA on it, Julie matched matched the profile. So she had a Smirnoff while she's at Darlene's apartment. So there's one in the kitchen and another one in the bedroom where they found next to the body another Smirnoff, her DNA. At the trial, the Commonwealth alleged that by the 23rd, Julie had lost her own baby and was distraught, and contended that Julie was concerned Alex would leave her if she didn't have a baby and that she would lose her benefits. So they also argued that Julie was seeking a solution for her problems, decided to kill Darlene and take Darlene's baby as her own.
Right.
Oh.
So her motive is Alex and the fact that she lost her benefits.
Yes.
Benefits.
That's all she is most concerned that she needs that baby for benefits and to keep her relationship with Alex.
Yes.
So now this is her case, right? At trial, Julie vigorously argued that even if she took the baby, she did not kill Darlene.
Okay.
She argued that it was not possible for her to commit murder, clean up the victim's apartment, dispose of the evidence, and take care of the baby, all while repeatedly calling Alex. So, what she's saying is she's arguing that Julie was wanting to say that Roberto, Darlene's boyfriend, had killed Darlene.
Oh.
So, the father of the baby is going to kill the mother.
Yes.
Remove the baby from the baby. Yeah, the mother of his child. He's gonna do that.
And give it to Julie and give her
and give it to her. That's exactly that is what she's arguing, is that law enforcement's investigation was sloppy. They didn't look into several things. They didn't do a cell phone pinging investigation. Just all of this smokescreen bullshit,
right,
to not take accountability for the most horrific and selfish bullshit fucking shit I have ever just read about.
Yeah,
how goddamn selfish can you fucking be?
Unbelievable.
Another mother's life, and mother to mother, to me, being a mother is so sacred. Like, there's really nothing a higher calling. I just can't understand that kind of cruelty. I can't even find a word.
Like,
I mean, it keeps saying selfishness, but she's just...
It's beyond selfish, though.
Yeah. Her defense is suggesting that Rodriguez, after murdering Darlene, saved his baby and then gave her to Julie. And then Julie's team also argued about the shitty evidence gathering and whatnot.
Yeah, it just makes no sense. Why would... Now they say, like, you know, pregnant women are more likely to be killed by their partner than by like a stranger. So, okay, let's say he really did want to get rid of Darlene. Let's say Roberto really wanted to get rid of Darlene. Like, okay, he's going to kill her and he's not going to take the baby. He's going to give it to a stranger. Like, that doesn't make any sense either to me. Like,
it makes no... when the partner, it seems like in those domestic cases, no one cares. The male never cares about the unborn child.
Right.
Right.
Like, what
he never gives a second thought.
Killer, right? And the baby will die too. Like, that's... and the whole point of killing her, I think, in those situations is because she's pregnant.
Yes.
Right. So
two birds, one stone.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
In their mind, this is easy peasy.
Yeah.
You know, a quick fix.
This is no.
I know. Darlene did have a protection order. Again, there was domestic violence. Roberto sounds like he had those kind of relationships with where they was violent, because it was not only Darlene, but also an ex had pulled a protection order on him. Okay. So they were all like, see, it could have been him. It was probably him that did this to her. So they're coming at no responsibility. They are truly a no guilt, not guilty plea enter was, and they're just standing by it. I didn't do it. It was somebody else. I just happened to get Darlene's baby.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's how the world works. Right.
I guess I was in the right place.
Yeah, exactly. I was hey, look what we got.
Mm-hmm.
So in the closing argument, that was it, that Roberto had killed his girlfriend, that he had demonstrated a pattern of violence consistent with murder, and she had given testimony that Roberto had attacked and choked her.
Okay.
So she's just coming out with all of these stories. So the jury heard testimony also that a first aid kit was taken from the victim's apartment that contained DNA from both Rodriguez and the baby. They found the Smirnoff bottle with Julie's fingerprints. And then you have your ex-boyfriend who you have a PPO against, but he's coming over because that's the fuck upness of life, unfortunately. So yes, Roberto's fingerprints are going to be on it. And like you said, you always have to look at the partner in a domestic situation for sure. But he's nowhere near her apartment July 24th. They're trying to say they bring out witnesses saying, oh, I saw Roberto near here and he looked scared and disheveled. I called out his name. He ran. He was seen near a cemetery nearby. And so the defense was trying to allude that the missing sexual organs of Darlene he was seen by there because that's where he had dropped off the organs, that That's where in the cemetery. So they convicted Julie.
Yeah. Thank God.
After all the fucking horse and pony show,
Yes.
Julie A. Corey, she was convicted of murder in the first degree on a series of deliberate premeditation, extreme atrocity or cruelty, and felony murder with a predicate felony of aggravated kidnapping of 23-year-old Darlene Hayes. And that conviction came on 12 February 2014. So it took 5 years to get to this day. 5 long years, lots of complications. And when you're throwing all this BS, I can imagine the prosecuting office, they are dotting I's and crossing T's for this bullshit of, oh, not me with the baby, with the dried blood. Oh, it should be, I'm just going to throw this out here. Not like, how the premise of The Purge per se, but there should be a shake the shit out of you day.
Yeah.
That you just fucking get 5 picks. 5 picks, shake the shit out of them. Make a short list,
Yes.
Okay, so now she gets convicted on February 12th. 2014, her sentence come down a week later on the 18th of February. She's sentenced to life in prison without parole. Now, here's a little caveat, a little hold up. 5 years later, her felony murder conviction was tossed.
Was it?
Yeah. So 5 years later, 2019, it gets tossed. The judge saying that there wasn't enough evidence to prove she committed aggravated kidnapping during the killing. And she also...
So I'll explain, like a felony murder conviction, you are charged with felony murder when you commit another felony in the course of committing a murder. Okay, so that's like the difference. So if she did not do the aggravated kidnapping, which is the murder, then she can't be charged with felony murder. She could still be charged with murder in the first degree or second degree or whatever, but there's the levels and with like sentencing and stuff like that, depending on what crime that you are charged with. So it's important to note, if she was convicted of felony murder, then if they throw out the underlying felony that she committed, she can be convicted of felony murder anymore.
Oh my God.
They'd have to reconvict her on a different murder charge. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what a shit show.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Because that's how they convict people. And that's how they convict people. Let's say you and I go and rob a bank and I shoot somebody and they die. You can still be convicted of felony murder because you are committing a felony while the murder happens. And that's how they convict people. Because you'll hear stories about people that are like on death row and they didn't actually pull the trigger or didn't actually commit the murder. And that's their whole premise is like, but then they committed, they got convicted of felony murder because there when the murder, they were in the middle of committing the crime, they're committing the felony. That's what all that means. So
underlying that led to.
Yes.
Yeah, Julie, she had also appealed for a new trial on the grounds that she had ineffective counsel. That was denied, though. So now, in throwing out her first-degree murder conviction, the lower court judge said the prosecution did not prove that the baby was injured during kidnapping, which enhances the crime to aggravated and allows for a felony murder charge. Yes. Now, they needed to prove that the Commonwealth needed to provide expert testimony to show the jury how the baby would be injured or at risk of death, but did not do so. So that's why it got,
Yeah, that's the element then.
Yes.
Yeah, that you have to prove for aggravated kidnapping.
Exactly. The Supreme Judicial Court disagreed with the lower court.
Oh, nice.
Praise God. You're right.
Yes.
So now Darlene, she's killed the mother. This is their comeback to the lower court's judgment. Quote, the victim, who was the mother of the baby, was killed, and the baby was removed from the victim's womb, along with all of the victim's reproductive organs, by someone without medical training. This was done at the crime scene itself, and obviously not in a sterile environment, the opinion said. The jury were also told that the longer this loss continues, the more harm and danger there would be for the baby. So they concluded that the loss of blood and oxygen caused by killing of the mother presents a bodily injury to the fetus.
Okay.
So when she had stopped Darlene's oxygen and blood, of course that's going to stop the babies.
Yes. Yes.
Her babies. So the Supreme Judicial Court also denied Julie's request for a new trial based on the ineffective counsel, which she claimed because her lawyer did not call for the cell phone location expert to detail her whereabouts on the night of the murder.
Okay.
So that's why she's, hey, it's not right. The good news came on Monday of this year, March 18th, 2024. The Supreme Judicial Court reversed the lower court's decision and reinstated Julie Corey the first-degree murder conviction.
Nice.
Wow.
So
she did not get away with it.
What a journey.
What a journey. What a life. There's so many victims. Darlene has 3 daughters. Now, and I did read when I was researching, I want to say it was her daughter, Jasmine. She spoke out at the sentencing for Julie Corey.
Oh, did she?
She was 9. And she said something of the effect of, you killed my mom, and that was mean.
Oh, how heartbreaking.
How exactly. I mean, for the depth of losing your mother at such a young age. And, Darlene had family who loves her.
Right.
Her father, grandmother. So there's just senseless loss, as these stories do. And you just got to get the lesson. What do we learn from this?
I don't know. People are assholes. That's what I learned from it. I don't know. That's just so
I'm going to sum it up.
I know. I always wonder, like, we do these stories and I think about like these people, these victims, and then the ramifications. Like, it's not only, okay, Darlene's life, she lost her life, she lost her opportunity to see her kids grow up and all of that, but then the ramifications of everybody, like her family, her friends, and then Julie's too, like her family and friends. All of these people are innocent victims. It's not just the victim who lost their life. And it's these stories are just terrible. And every time I think like, okay, I've heard the worst one, then I hear another one and here
comes another one around the corner.
I know at one point in the podcast, I can remember thinking like, what if we run out of stories? But that was really naive of me because I'm never going to run out of horrible stories because people are horrible and they're evil and they're just terrible to one another. And there's always going to be, unfortunately, more victims and more stories. So
I am like, it does seem like, when is it going to end? When are we going to smarten up? Because I hate a fucking person who acts dumb.
Yeah.
That's top of my list on shake the shit out of you. Don't you fucking act dumb in front of me. I know the people who think they're the smartest ones in the room, the cleverest, the cockiest, are always the fucking dumbest.
Yeah.
I
know. We've come across quite a few of those assholes in this podcast. So.
Oh my gosh. And I think about it, Darlene's daughter, her father, not Darlene's father, the baby's father, ended up Roberto Rodriguez. The daughter went to go be with her dad now, and she's raised by her father. And, just thinking about it, she's 15.
Yeah. Oh.
That's everyone's journey is just so different,
I know.
Keep our heads up and keep going forward. Keep that balance.
Yeah,
Give hope on some things. That's what we got to do.
Well, thank you, Shannon, for the story today.
Well, my pleasure, Tanya.
And it's a very sad one. In case you haven't done so, I would like to remind everyone to hit the subscribe or follow button on whatever app you're listening to. We have a website, crimesandconsequences.com, where you can find merchandise. And it's been a very long time since we've updated it. I will be teaching Shannon how to do that. So maybe she can get us updated. We're probably like, 50 episodes behind. God only knows. And
how fun.
Yeah, I'll teach. Then you're going to become an expert at it. I just have to remember how to do it now. It's not difficult. I'll remember. And then we're on Instagram and Facebook at Hardcore True Crime. And if you have a suggestion or you'd like to contact us, you can email us contact@crimesandconsequences.com and you can get in touch with us. So I think that's everything. And until our next episode.
Yeah, you guys have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. Enjoy. The
Yes,
kids haven't
Labor
been to
Day's
school
coming
yet. Get ready.
up. Thank you. I will see you next time.
Bye, guys.